Stunnandi divyaistavaihi Vedishangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti yamsamagaha Yanavastita tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yam yoginaha Yasyantam navidussurasurganaha Devaya tasmai namaha. Before we go into the 17th chapter, now please chant the 3-4 verses from this chapter 16, the last 4 verses, please. Trividham narakasyedam dvaram nasanamatmanah kama krodhastatha lobah tasmadetattrayam tyajet eteir vimukta kaunteya tamodvarestribhi narah acaratyatmana shreyah tato yati param gatim yassastra vidhimusrujya vartate kamakaratah nasa siddhim avapnoti na sukham na param gatim tasmat shastram pramanam te karya karya vyavasthito Jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartumiharasi. Madhava. Remember this 16th chapter now, where the human dimension of all types of emotions are very clearly described. So far, until the 15th chapter, everything has been elaborately discussed. First, beginning with the 2nd chapter, the nature of the individual as to who you are. That is the most important aspect of the entire revelation. Whole participation in the wisdom finds its ultimate fulfillment in initiating the individual into himself. If you ask a question, like other day, somewhere I was outside, coming, during one of those classes, one person asked a question, Swamiji, why are we here? A very spontaneous, simple answer came up, was, tell me who you are and I shall tell you why you are here. Just think over that statement. When somebody asks, why I am here in this universe, I asked him, tell me who you are, then I shall tell you very clearly as to why you are. When a person asks, think friends, when a person asks a question, why am I here in this world? Somewhere behind that question, there is a frustrated individual. Somewhere behind that question, there is a disappointed individual. Somewhere behind that question, also there can be a discriminative individual. Because when you are frustrated, no more you are enjoying life, no more you could lose yourself out in the mindless indulgence or denial. Suddenly you wake up to find out a purpose. It's all because disappointment overtakes you, overwhelms you, grabs you. No more can you just sleepwalk into life. That is where the person, frustrated individual, can say, why? Why am I? What am I doing here? Why am I here? A very, very successful person, lost in life, or a miserable person also, lost in his misery, cannot ask this question, why this misery? Because he is lost in it. Somewhere, sometimes when you wake up a little, you ask that question, why? Why should I suffer? Because you are tired of suffering. Or why this good time did not last? Then also you shall also ask that question, why? So, who is asking? A frustrated individual, a disappointed individual, a frustrated husband or a wife, a disillusioned professional. So who you are? When you are asking that question, who are you? You are being a disillusioned person, a frustrated person, a disappointed person, or maybe you are a discriminative person also. Why all these things are happening to me? All the time you don't have to see only the negative side of it, even though almost 99% people shall be questioning out of frustration. Not many ask a question out of fulfillment. So, when you are asking that question, you are already taking yourself as a person who is frustrated or who has seen the limitation of frustration. My question is, tell me who you are. At one time, you never questioned this. So find out about yourself who you are. And once you know that, thereafter everything else follows. That is why the whole scripture, that's why the Shastra Pramanam, this language here, is so beautiful. We have already seen it elaborately. But just for giving a little repetition so that we go into the next chapter, Shastra Pramana, the scriptures are like the eyes of the individual. It does not understand, which gives you the whole blueprint of life for any human being, any individual. Nobody can escape this. And it's not something which is imposed upon you. It is not something which the person shall ask without questioning. No, you have the absolute right to question everything, as Arjuna is continuously questioning Krishna. So what has been given out there, the whole blueprint, which the person does not know about himself. That is the beauty of this teaching tradition. Something the scripture reveals to you, something the teacher reveals to you, which you don't know about yourself. You don't need to come to a teacher to find out that you are an idiot. You know it. No scripture should come and say, you are mortal. I know it, just don't give me nonsense. You are a limited person, frustrated person. I know it. Do you have any other dimension for me? And that is why Shastra. What is Shastra? Which gives me the knowledge. Anadhigata, avadhita, jnanajanakam, shastram. That is the powerful definition. Anadhigata, avadhita, jnanajanakam, shastram. Shastra, that we shall call as the scripture, which gives me the knowledge of something anadhigata, which I have not found anywhere else. physics, chemistry, mathematics, history, geography, all these objective sciences will deal with the changing, dying universe. The physics will not say, the chemistry or mathematics or history or geography will not say you are immortal, absolute. So I don't have to go to a scripture to listen to that I am limited, I am dying and I am miserable. I know it. It's natural to every individual. So he should tell something which nobody else tells, anadhigata. You can't get it from any other source. And not only that, once you get that knowledge, avadhita. Avadhita means it should not be subject to cancellation and verification. When a history gives me an identity, I study history and I become a historian. I study physics, become a physicist. Study mathematics, becomes a mathematician. Study dance, becomes a dancer. Do artist, painting, painter. Art, artist. Each one is giving a role, and these roles are subject to cancellation and verification. Because who I am is not the role. See the beauty of it. That is why religion, instead of introducing me to myself, if religion becomes another of my identity, then it becomes a bondage in the name of freedom. Are you getting that point? So the job of the scripture, the job of the teacher and the teaching is not to give me a new identity, but to help me to discover something which is beyond every identity and which is not subject to cancellation and verification. Avadhita jnana janakam. Very beautiful. If you listen to it, it's like bathing in Ganges. So liberating. Appa. And everybody is like that. You don't have to feel bad about it. It's like suppose you are a billionaire, you shall feel bad also. Why? There are so many poor people in the world. If you are a highly learned person, you may feel stupid. There are so many uneducated people. You are well fed. You see somebody starving, you feel rotten. In this knowledge, you don't feel bad. Why? I am immortal, absolute. I won't feel bad. Why? You are everybody's immortal, absolute. Nothing special about it. Are you getting that point? Being a billionaire is something special. Being young and strong is something special. 6 abs. Something very special. Tall, 7 feet 5 inches. Something very special. And you have to maintain that speciality because you can't keep it all the time to come. Every year you are not Mr. Universe, Miss Universe. You are not the best player every year. History, repeat, it takes you away, throws you back. Whereas who you are is same at all times, all places, all conditions, not only me, but also everybody. That is why in this wisdom also there is no guilt. I am not the only one liberated. I am the only one free. I am not the only one spiritual. I am not the only one holy or divine. Everybody is same. Only difference is one person knows, other person doesn't know. Then why are you so proud? It naturally makes you humble and beautiful. Understand? That's why Shastra. So this dimension, whatever you are seeing now, this totally from the 2nd chapter onwards, as to first it told you who you are. Then you find any difficulty, prepare your mind. Karma Yoga, whole thing, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all. Then meditation, 6th chapter. Not only for the individual, then you must know what is the totality, Ishvara, God. 7th to 12th, elaborately discussed on God. 12th chapter, the devotion, you saw that. The 13th onwards, the identity. Imam, what did that say? Idam sariram kaunteya, kshatramiti avidiyate, etadiyo vettitam prahu, kshatragyam iti tadvidah. Kshatragyam chapimam vidhi, sarva kshatreshu bharata. What a language. Idam sariram kaunteya, hey Arjuna, this body is a kshetra. A field of experience. Why do you say kshetra? Ksharanat kshetra, that which is continuously disintegrating. That is why kshetra. How beautiful. Do you feel that? If you understand every moment of your life, this body is a kshetra, ksharanat, continuously fading away. Like a block of ice floating in the water. From the sides you can see It's going away. One day it will disappear. Continuously disintegrating. Kshetra. Etadyo vettitam prahu. One who knows this, yourself the awareness, kshetrajna, the knower of the field. And here Arjuna, Mam kshetrajnam iti sarva kshetresu vidhi. Know me, I am the truth, the absolute, the divine, call it God, infinity, reality, absolute, any name you like. That's something, all kshetresu, sarva kshetresu, in all the beings, I am the truth. So knowing yourself, you are one with the totality, infinity, absolute. Established the identity between macro and micro. Having gone there, up to 15th chapter, it was beautifully described, all that you have seen. In the 16th chapter, he gives you beautifully as to how this knowledge must manifest in your life. If this knowledge, this vision of yourself as to who you are is very clear to you, you shall be a person with the Daivi Sampat, or else you shall be a person with the Asuri Sampat. Two types of individual, Daivi, Asuri. Some people who have the divine dispensation, meaning one who is aware of himself and lives that life based on the absolute vision. The person who is ignorant, he cannot escape being little naughty, stupid, angry, hateful, jealous, all these things we shall see now. Abhayam sasu sattu sansuddhi. Jnana yoga vyavasthiti. That is the characteristic of a wise person, a person who is aware of himself. An infinite, immortal dimension within himself. For him, these are, here Arjuna, natural manifestation of this wisdom, abhayam, fearlessness. Fearlessness does not mean haughtiness. Fearlessness doesn't mean dussahasa. Dussahasa means what? I mean, false confidence. Fearlessness is not that, can you jump from the 10th floor? Oh yes, why I am Brahman? You must be nuts. Why should I jump from the 10th floor? Proving what? You jump, I will see. What nonsense. Oh, you think you are immortal? Yes, then go in front of the lion. Huh? What is the connection? I am immortal, absolute. The body is not. The body must be maintained. That is where you don't become unnecessarily religious and stupid, where you try to destroy your body in the name of so-called disciplines. Nor you pamper your body in the name of indulgence. Body is a beautiful instrument. It must be maintained. That is what it is. Abhayam. Sattva sansuddhi. Jnana yoga vyavasthiti. The mind is, we have seen that all, discrimination and clear wisdom, jnana yoga. You very clearly, your perceptions, your thoughts are absolutely clear. Remember that point, please. Yesterday, while giving that little bit example, when I gave you that statement, I hope you caught it and thought over it. A knowledge has to be a thought, but every thought is not necessarily knowledge. Are you getting that point, please? A knowledge has to be a thought. For you to know something, corresponding thought must be there. Do you know my father's name? You have to have a thought. Do you know what is capital of Russia? Thought has to be there. What is the height of Mount Everest? Thought has to be there. Without that, no knowledge. But any thought is not knowledge. What is capital of Australia? Sydney. That's a thought. But that's not knowledge. Which a thought, are you getting that point? A thought can be, a thought is ignorance. A thought can be ignorance. A thought can be knowledge. A thought can be also ignorance. Are you getting that point, please? A thought can be knowledge. The same thought also can be ignorance. What is the distance between the sun and between the earth and the moon? 200,000 kilometers, let's say. 200,000 kilometers. It's a thought. It's a knowledge. You write down 200,000, how much mark will you get? 0. Other person, 240,000 kilometers, 2. He gets 2. 240,000, not 200,000. No, 230,000, so I am little nearer the truth. Still 0. 239,000, 0. 39,500, that is all. And then nearer the truth. No, there is no nearer the truth. Either true or false. Understand the point? How many bones are in the body? 200, 0. 140, 0. 206, full mark, 2. But 200 I wrote, no, only 6 bone difference. Give me 1.3, na? No. This is not Price is Right. A movie show or TV show. Understand? Whoever is nearer gets it. Rubbish. Understand? So who are you? Jnana, that knowledge must be complete. I am the body. It's an answer. It's a thought, not knowledge. Ignorance. Why is ignorance? Subject to cancellation or verification. When you verify, it doesn't stand. That identity doesn't stand. Because when I say I am thinking, you are no more the body. So I is the body, I is thinking. So it is body or thinking. I am fat, I am lean. So I am fat or lean. So body is fat, I am fat. Body is lean, I am lean. What does it mean? I am taking myself to be the body. That is why body is fat, I am fat, body is lean, I am lean. Am I not stupid? Just see this point through. So when you see these things, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, so your every moment of your life, the knowledge comes into manifestation. That is Daivi Sampat. Who is Asura? In Asura Sampat, he only 2-3 verses he gave for the wise person. Rest of the whole chapter was for the bad guy. It is because most people are ignorant. How many people know who they are? Because the I is so much lost in questioning everything and everybody, has no time to question himself. It's the biggest delusion. Are you getting that point, please? That is the worst type of obsession a person can go through. I am so busy analyzing others and everything else, no time for myself. It's like in Indian context you can see. In Indian villages, those people are so obsessed with politics, their own house goes to dogs. The husband, the wife, the family is totally neglected, but he is talking about world politics. So stupid. Or a person sitting down here and watching out everybody, how he is going to market, how that man is talking always, how she is overeating, how he is not doing all these things. What about yourself? So unconsciously a person can completely get lost in that. That is the Asura. He had given so many descriptions, but the last one we shall see that, so that we can go into the next chapter. Because it's so very important to look at one's own self. Am I a person with the Daivi Sampat or Asura Sampat? Am I a person with all these becoming dispositions or unbecoming dispositions? Becoming means kind, nice, happy, fearless, always happy with myself, no problem with myself, no problem with anybody else. Or am I somebody with the Asura Sampat? I am somebody who is looking at everybody's mistake, criticizing everybody, miserable all the time, unhappy all the time. All that you have seen all these things, please. The person, what type of person I am? This last line will clear it up. I mean, just give, elaborate we have seen, I don't want to get into that. Just see. Tribidham narakasya idam dwaram nasanam atmana. Hey Arjuna, these three are gateways of total devastation and destruction for an average individual. And what are these three gates? Kama, desire or lust. Krodha, anger. Lobha, greed. These three emotions, yesterday we saw a little more about that. I know somebody answered a question, but it's coming now. Please see again. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Narakasya idam dwaram. This is the gateway of hell. Hell means suffering. You want to suffer in this world, you don't have to have any other thing. Just have one of those things, kama, a desire. Strong desire or lust, passion. Uncontrolled emotions. Uncontrolled emotion. You don't need any other thing to torture you. Uncontrolled emotions shall torture you more than the worst heat of the summer. Uncontrolled emotions shall torture you more than the worst cold of the coldest of the seasons. Nothing shall be more pricking pain, harsher or more painful than a thorn is your uncontrolled emotion. And that emotion can be anything. It can be a desire, kama, lust also, desire for a living thing, listen, desire for a non-living thing, simple desire, kama. The same word kama, the Kama Sutra you have heard, no? Kama Sutra means what? That is where the comes the pleasures of the body. It talks a human being. But the same kama, 100 times is used, kama also means desire for an inanimate object. When it is a desire for living thing, it is kama, lust. When it is a desire for non-living thing, it is kama, a desire. A simple desire. Are you getting the same word, how it can be used like that? So, if you have either of these two, that is the foundation. That is just the foundation. Then the mutation will start. From the simple, are you getting that? The mutation begins. The simple thought is the first thought, is the first building block. First thought. First thought is not a desire. Are you getting that? First thought is not a desire. You read a book. There is a place called Everest. Oh yeah, nice. There is a place called Gangotri, source of Ganges. There is a place called Peru, Amazon forest. Information. Then you see some picture. Oh, very nice. Then next to that, I should go. The first thought is totally harmless. That is why children are yet to be affected. Because for children, they are just picking up thought. Children are just picking up the thought. So you can also, as a grown-up person also, you can pick up your first thought about something sometimes. And that's not a problem. Jnana, please understand. First thought. If it is for the inanimate object, same word I use, kama, desire. If it is for the animated object, another person, a man or woman, it is the lust. That mutation must take place. From the simple thought, a simple knowledge, you convert it to a desire. Are you getting that point? Who converts it to a desire? I want it. Listen carefully. When you are an adult, you say, I want it. When you are a baby, other people help you to want it. You should be like this. You should have that shoes. You should have that dress. You should have that chocolate. Okay. You born in a tradition. They come and they have told you very nicely, you should have a child. You should have this dress or this suit. Then you go into another country, they say, you shouldn't have a dress. Huh. Conflict. You grow up in a tradition who says you are 15-year-old, have a boyfriend, have a girlfriend, no problem. Another country, you go there, if you look at the girl, your eyes must be, ooh. If you look at a boy, your eyes must be thrown into the desert. Now you are in trouble because in your country it was okay. In this country it is not okay. Now what do I do? Understand? No. Please see the power of thought, conditioning, so strong. As a child you have no problem. As you grow up, shall I not? Come, sir, please. As a grown-up person, you desire for yourself. As a child, people help you to do that. But the process begins. Come. And when this kama, desire of either of the kind, for an inanimate object, as a simple desire, or desire for a man or woman, as a lust, kama, if either of these takes over, rest assured, you will have the rest of it. Krodha, anger will be there. Anybody who facilitates in giving you the sweet, my friend, one who takes away your sweet, enemy. One who facilitates talking to that boy or girl, friend. One who prevents you from being with that boy or girl, enemy number one. And who can be enemy number one? Listen carefully. You know how much time I can give, friends. You must analyze, see things for yourself. Please. 100 times. I know you have been doing it so nice. Think it over. I can only teach driving. But learn to drive, and drive for yourself is your responsibility. Just like that. That is why Upanishads, Gurus, they don't impose themselves upon you. If they impose, they don't understand what they are doing. You study, you understand, you live your life. Please see how it is. Suppose you are stuck on a man or woman. Think. You can stuck on a thing. Whoever takes it away, this is a flower and you are stuck on it. I give it to somebody. You can't suppose get angry with me because Swamiji, what shall I say? Why that fellow must come and ask? You are angry with him. Or suppose you don't know what is Swami, Guru, all that stuff, it doesn't mean anything to you. This fellow is insensitive, I am sending there and he is not giving it to him. Just understand. Suppose you want to love a man or woman. Think. You love a person, a man or woman. And then you say, the father says, no, father is enemy number one. Or suppose somebody quotes your religious tradition. In our religion, you don't look at that man or woman. I hate that religion. I convert. I give up that religion. Are you getting that point, please? Angry. Suppose somebody, believer, and says, in the name of God you shouldn't do it. Keep your God with yourself. Who cares? Anything you can give up. Anything. Why? Because I am stuck on that boy or a girl. Hey, but your teacher says you should not do that. Teacher doesn't know everything. Teacher knows himself. But teacher doesn't know about my relationship. You are obsessed. Understand? Father doesn't know. Another generation gap. You always bring in something. Understand? You always bring in something. Why? Justifying your lust, desire, hatred, anything you like it. And then you get angry with the person, whoever goes against it. So desire means only for the laddu, chocolate and man or woman? Don't make it that simple. There can be desire for a respect also. I must be respected by everybody. So when I am walking in, elephants are waiting or not? Oh, elephants are not waiting. That means these people don't respect me anymore. I'm going. I came to the railway station, there is nobody to receive me. Gone. Other day one person had given me that example. A so-called person came there and he went there and there was nobody to receive. He returned. He came away. It doesn't matter. No, please think, please think. Kama, krodha, lobha, greed. If you got it, little more. If you did not get it, little will do. That is why you can see that statement that every man around the world gives. Every culture, every tradition, every society, everywhere. Everybody is so sweet and so cute. Nobody is greedy. Do you know why? Everybody always wants only minimum. The fellow who doesn't have a job, what shall he say? Minimum I want is a job. Minimum, huh? It's not maximum. Just give me a job, I'm happy. Okay. How much you want money? Minimum 100 rupees. Minimum. 3 months you'll be there with minimum. Then he changes his tune. Can I have minimum 200 rupees? Minimum, huh? He is not asking you maximum. Huh? Watch out. He never asks you maximum. Minimum 200 rupees you'll do, you know. Minimum 1-bedroom flat. Minimum 2-bedroom flat. Minimum one supervisor job, previously just worker. Minimum supervisor. Minimum one independent room, cottage, independent house, not the flat. Minimum one car. Minimum one this car. All minimum. Nobody ever wants maximum. Don't ever tell people they are greedy, you know. They are all very honest. You understand? The cheat. Minimum. You never had anything. The moment you have something, minimum. It is such a flexible minimum. That is why it's like a mirage, mirage, mirage. You never reach the end. Because what you are really looking for is not this or that. You are looking for yourself. All that we have seen. Looking for happiness, looking for yourself. Therefore, lobha, greed is natural. Any time, let's listen carefully, your test of your absence of greed is your happy acceptance of everything. Listen carefully. And the test for the presence of your greed is you are always dissatisfied. Don't take these two statements as absolute again. Suppose a student is never satisfied with 70%, 80%. He's always working for 90%. Can we say he's greedy? That's a different thing. One person is always angry with himself because he could not give up the habit. Can we say very angry man? That's a beautiful anger. Are you getting that point, please? You must see. That is why these be quiet, be nice, agree with everything. This type of statement, this type of stupid philosophy, you know, this new age thinking, how to win friends and all that stuff. It doesn't make any sense because no statement is absolute. Only one thing is absolute is you are absolute. Who you are, uncompromisingly complete, perfect, absolute, infinity. And you are not the only one. Everything in this universe, essentially that. That's my nature, that's your nature, that's everybody's nature. Bodies shall never be perfect. World shall never be perfect. Mind, forget it. There is always a scope for growth, growth, growth. In your absolute nature that you are, that's the beauty. That is why rested there, anchored in that, you live through your life, trying all time, as much as possible, to express that infinite wisdom into your daily life. If you could do it, Daivi Sampat. Daivi Sampat means you are divine. In case you cannot do it, because you don't know it, you are ignorant, and if you are an ignorant person, you cannot escape the onslaught of these emotions, anger, hatred, jealousy, desire, you cannot. That is why for the ignorant person, this becomes the gateway of suffering. If you say, why am I suffering? It is because you don't know about yourself. Very simple. Suffering, listen carefully friends. Suffering is not a suffering unless you drag it onto yourself. Please watch out. It's a beautiful statement. There's so many things here in this room. This Ganpati statue, have you ever tried to lift? Try to lift, you'll know how heavy it is. You can't. It looks such an innocent little thing, huh? You lift it, oh boy. First time when it came, then when you are trying to, I thought, one man, why 3-4 people are, you can't even lift it, so heavy. Until you try to lift it on your head, is it a load or a burden? Ganapati, the statue there sitting down, is it a load? It's just a statue. Try to bring it on your head. Anything for that matter is not a load until you drag it onto your head. Positions, responsibilities, everything, you drag it onto yourself. Can you deal with situations without dragging it onto your head? You do because it is to be done. The beautiful example they give is, how do I relate to human beings? Somewhere in Panchadasi or somewhere in a scripture, only in some great teacher has written down. He gives an example of a detached living, meaning how you can be very, very conscious, fully involved, yet fully uninvolved. He gives you the example of two examples you can take. One, both in two relationship. One is like a maid servant. Sometimes in those days, they were employing ladies, those who have given birth to baby, but they have got too much of milk produced in them. And there is another mother who has got a baby, but she doesn't have enough milk. So they will usually hire, they will request. In villages we have seen that. In village, they will ask the other lady, can you feed my baby? They do that. These days I don't know whether they are doing or not, but in my childhood I have seen it. And that comes as an example in some book. So this lady who comes there, he feeds the baby. He loves the baby. He feeds the baby, he loves the baby, but her mind is always in her baby. Not that she hates this baby, no, she loves it. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, she'll be hanging around, doing everything. But she loves her own baby. But this baby also, she feeds. Time comes to go home, lives there, runs, because in the mind that her baby is there. So simultaneously two things she is doing. Her baby is in her head, but is taking care of this baby, but not involved. Another example is a paramour. Paramour means if you have a secret lover, a man or woman doesn't matter. You have a secret lover. You have a secret lover, you are in the house. You are doing everything in the house, but the head is there. What shall we be doing? What will we be doing? How is he? How is he? How is he? Secret lover. You are in one place. Oh, you don't understand that one also? Do you have a habit? Your habit also is like an affair. Your habit also is like an affair. Suppose you have a habit, you are a drunkard. You are a person who is, you have got a person who is a drunkard. You are doing everything, but you are remembering pub, evening, the drink, that time, or a food, any obsession. You are doing all the activities of the house, but you are thinking of him or her whom you are going to meet later on. How do you do simultaneously two things? Traditional examples like that. Same way. So don't think you can't do two things at a time. As you are doing in case of your obsession, same thing also. You are always with yourself because you love yourself. Yet you are living with the body, living with the world, living with the creation. What is this smell coming? Flower? That kadamba futiji? No kadamba flower. Something is, that flower, huh? Okay. Doesn't matter. That kadamba is like that. One particular flower is a very strong smell. Anyway, just think of it. So these types of things will be there in your head. That is why, please, just as even you are happily thinking of your lover or beloved, you are happily thinking of your child and doing your job, what is to be done, the other side of the example is you are carrying your load inside and working miserably. There is a load inside your head. Are you getting that? Somebody is excited about a relationship, excited of the evening where he is going to hit the bottle, excited of the evening where he is going to meet the secret lover, but he is doing his own things here. Why? It is to be done, therefore he is doing it. Some other people carrying a misery inside the head, but going about doing everything. What does it mean? Shows you all the possibilities. Are you getting that point, please? Shows you all the possibilities. And this teaching is to help you to understand yourself so that you are all the time happy with yourself. Because that is natural. Unhappiness, obsessions, nobody ever likes to continue. Everybody wants to get rid of it. That is why your first qualification for understanding yourself is, are you tired of your suffering? Are you tired of your misery? Are you tired of deceiving yourself? Are you tired of your expectations? Are you tired of your all false expectations? Are you tired of your wrong reactions, any type of stupid reactions? If you are tired, you shall be ready. Because I don't want it anymore. If you say, you don't want, listen carefully, I don't want, no, those things will not touch you. You are unconsciously falling back to your place. That is why, when you say, listen carefully, when you say, suppose your relationship which was very painful breaks out. How do you feel? Appa. Not that you are blissful, but this pain is not there. Listen carefully. That the pain is not there. No more I have to adjust. No more I have to say, I love you when I don't love you anymore. No more I have to pretend. Abba. That itself is a relief. But that's not the final relief, because you are thinking you are relieved because the person is gone. Then another person will come in your life. Again problem will begin. But when you are tired, instead of taking another situation or another person or another thing in your life, if you go back to yourself, permanent solution. Go back to yourself. Having gone back to yourself, then with whom shall you relate? Don't ask me. You have an enormous freedom to be with things, to be without it, to have things, to live without it, to live with it. Choice is yours. Happy man. Or else what happens? Why people fail in religious, so-called religious life? They give up the house, they give up a job, they come to the ashram. Then what do you do? In a home, you are obsessed with your wife or your husband, or you are with your child. You come back here, you are obsessed with another man or another woman. What way it is different? It's like previously you are crazy about some film songs, now you are crazy about some bhajan. Which one is better? Previously you are crazy about chicken, now you are crazy about sweet. Which is better? No, vegetarian obsession you see. Obsession. Don't say vegetarian obsession. Obsession is obsession. Whether it's a vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food, it doesn't matter. Previously it is my suit, now it is my gopina, right? My gopina, right? Previously it was my room, now it is my blanket. What is this? Your language changes. You don't change. Your dress changes. You don't change. Food changes. You don't change. Place has changed. You have not changed. You are the same person. That is why when people say, in ashram also these things happen. Same people are here. The same fellows who are living there, he has come here. Place has changed. But the fool has not changed. What to do? My favorite example, nowadays for a long time I have not given that example, 15, 20 years back, it was a real incident. I don't know whether I have told you in your batch also. Because many incidents, I can't repeat it. If it comes back, comes back. I don't know whether you have heard this. It's a true incident. I was in Himalayas, and, staying in Rishikesh in ashram. Then one morning I am going for a walk. Ganges bank, very quiet, nice. I am habituated, early morning time I can't stay inside my room. Early morning is the best time. I don't know how people sleep. Today's sunrise, did you see? Of course, the light was amazing red light. It was so beautiful. I have taken the photo if you want to see it. It's very beautiful. Anyway, so I went out in the morning walk, and as I am going, I heard a little noise. Usually ashrams are quiet. If there will be noise now, only there will be bhajan, something, some cassette they will be playing. But that was talking, and those days my ears were also good. So I could hear everything. So when I heard that noise, attracted by the noise, I went there. It was a neighboring ashram. So I thought, anything wrong? Because excited talk. I go there. And when I went there is in front of a room, 4 or 5 sadhus are standing, and they are talking. And I told them, Maharaj, what happened? Very simple sadhus. They were not very highly sophisticated, educated, just very ordinary people, bhajan ashram like, very simple people. Then he didn't say anything, he said, wait. Then what happened, from the room they dragged out one sadhu, alive, senseless, no senses. They dragged out, and they pulled water on his body, on his face. Some 1984 or 85 like that, 86 like that, some 25 years back. Then put in the thing, then but he's alive. You know what has happened? He is 35-year-old. He had closed himself in the room for 3 days. But he has not told anybody that he is closing himself up. In ashram, if somebody closes himself in a room, nobody minds. Why? Brahmachari, Swami, he wants to be alone for 2-3 days, doesn't want to talk to anybody. It's okay. If you tell somebody, it's fine. If you don't also, nobody bothers. Because that person is doing his own thing. But after 3 days when he didn't come out, not even once opened the door, they were worried. So they knocked the door. No response, they opened it. The fellow was drunk. There were bottles. Drinking, vomits, defecation, urination, everything in that, you understand. Then they come and they clean him up and everything, clean up the room. As we are, after half an hour, 45 minutes, when I was coming back, one gentleman came back with me and he was telling, Swamiji, how can these sadhu means monk, sadhu, sadhu means sages, monks, hermits, whatever. How can they drink? He asked me. He's a person in ashram. I smile, I say, what question you are asking seems to be normal, everybody will ask. But your questioning is wrong. Understand? Sadhus don't drink. You are asking, how can a sadhus drink? Sadhus don't drink. It's not that you must drink in order to be a sadhu. Sadhus don't drink. Here a drunkard has become a sadhu. Are you getting that point, please? It is not that you must drink to be a sadhu. A drunkard has become a sadhu. Why? Because the same person who was drinking, he was a junior executive in BHAGAVAD. Those days, that means sharp fellow must be. 3 working in BHAGAVAD in Rishikesh. And he had given up the job after 5 years or 6, 7 years of job and wanted to become a sadhu. Gave up everything. Maybe gave up everything because other people must have protested against his drinking. God knows. But he has given up that job. So it was a very big thing for the people. Give up such a executive job to become a sadhu. Oh, everybody must have been mightily impressed. Suppose you would have invited him and he would have given a beautiful talk on business management because he was an MBA. Then what would have done? What would have told? This sadhu is a business management, expert. The sadhu is not a business management expert. A business management expert has become a sadhu. Are you getting that point, please? If he is drunk, sadhu is drunk. If he is business magnate, sadhu is business magnate. If he is a brilliant speaker, the sadhu is a brilliant speaker. Are you getting that point, please? So don't say sadhus drink. Drunkard has become a sadhu. And that you can take everywhere. What do we say? Politicians are corrupt. Politicians are not corrupt. No role is corrupt. A corrupt fellow happens to be a politician. Politicians are not corrupt. Politician is a role. Youngsters are all immature. Every young man is not immature. Immature fellow happens to be young. Not that every old man is matured. Understand? Young people are very indisciplined. Young people are not indisciplined. An indisciplined fellow, that indisciplined person happens to be young. That is why our whole reporting around the world is crazy. When the soldiers are killing, what do you say? 3 Christians were killed, 4 Jews were killed, or 5 Muslims were killed. 5 human beings were killed, not Muslims were killed. You catch one thief and you say, this fellow is an Indian. So means every Indian is a thief. Huh? A thief may be Indian, but every Indian is not a thief. Understand? Human being. That objectivity is gone. Today what has happened? So many generalizations. People do that. As a result, what happens is you say, oh, all these fellows are like that. No. That is why person is very important. You, the person, individual, is the first building block. The primary. You are the most important thing. Yes, the religion goes crazy. Religion can drive you nuts. They can take you to terrorism or fanaticism. If they give a God as the primary space, or a role as a primary space, just like secular fanaticism. Your roles are more important than you. Nobody cares for you as an individual, but you are a PhD. You are a professional. Your professional role is more important than you. What shall you call? Fanatic. If your religious role is more important than who you are a religious fanatic. Are you getting that point, please? So today's world, we are encountering these 2 types of extreme fanaticism. Secular fanaticism, religious fanaticism. Secular fanaticism is, your secular role is more important than you. So professional role is more important than you. Your being rich is more important than your being yourself. Your having this particular car is more important. Your having this dress is more important than you. So everybody wants to have a mask, 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 mask. Now suppose this secular mask you are tired of, so you want to put up a religious mask. That make you religious fanatic. Understand? Upanishad Vedant is not interested in providing you a mask or a dress. Undresses you, unmasks you. Removes all the mask. Who you are. None of this stuff. Shall I throw it away? Throw it. And be yourself. Then pick it up. Why? Put on a mask for a role. Remove it. First see yourself free from it. Then pick it up. Why? You have to play a role. That is why, yesterday I was telling you, even emotions are not wrong. Learn how to be angry, not to be angry. So when he talks about, please see, kama, krodha, lobha is your enemy, what does it mean? For average person, this is the language used. In reality, these three are not. You are creating your own enemy. Understand? If you make a habit of liquor, liquor becomes your enemy. You don't create a habit, let us see how liquor is a problem. You don't create a habit about smoking and see smoking is a problem. Come on, try. You don't create a habit of eating sweet and see that sweet is your problem. You don't create a habit of talking to somebody every day and see if you don't talk, is it a problem? Have you not seen these things? Already children, friend. Because every day class I come, I must talk to that boy anymore. Only that boy or that guy. Children. So boys want to say, I am no more your friend. The children go crazy. There is no love, no passion. Nothing has happened yet. But just because the friends, no, I am not your friend anymore. You feel affected. Same thing in life. Adult relationship. You never knew the person. You start talking. Then it becomes an obsession. Then you can't stop talking. This morning, I was talking over the phone. Because there was a particular situation in somebody's life. The husband and wife, wife has run away with his child and the husband is somewhere. Like that, they're separated. So suddenly there is a problem. So I was talking to almost, the phone I was holding for 1 hour. I came back from the walk, 5:36, 6 o'clock I was sitting down upstairs, in the top, and the phone rang. Okay, pick it up. Up to 7:15. I was on the phone. This girl who has come, that guest who has come from Calcutta, young girl, she is 14-year-old, she tells, Swamiji, how long you are talking? Because she saw me talking from 6:30 onwards. How long you are talking on the phone? I said, yes, baby, there was somebody talking. No. But if I talk a little, even 10 minutes, my mother gets very angry with me. And see how long you are talking? I said, baby, there is a difference. When you are talking, you want to talk something to your friend. Because if you don't talk, you will feel restless, you are talking to a friend. Here, I am not talking for my sake. That other fellow has a problem. If I don't talk, he will have a more problem. So I am giving him a solution. If he doesn't talk, I am not going to phone him up. Suppose your friend doesn't talk, will you feel like talking or not? I want to talk. That's what is the difference. That is why today the cell phone is a huge obsession. Today you take away people's cell phone, it is like giving them a punishment for banishment in isolation. You take away people's cell phone, just see what happens. This morning, the newspaper, just I was looking at it, there is, that lady, Paris Hilton, everybody, because she's a model or something, anyway, it's a waste of a name to be remembered, but Because every day the paper it has come, so you can't escape. You look at the paper, you have to remember that name is. Then why am I telling you know what? See, as usual, she has dropped many things, broke many things in life, including her own life, but he dropped her telephone, and the telephone cracked. So he says, I'm lost. I'm lost. Why? No contact. Today it has been like obsession. Please appreciate. That is why, if the secular people give you a role, that person gives a role. And what do you tell them? The roles have become more important than the person. That is why when you say politicians are corrupt, politician is a role. The corrupt fellow is a politician. Therefore, since you are corrupt, everything corrupt. That is why all the masks are roles. Masks are not bad. Because you are ignorant, you are unhappy, unhappy father, unhappy mother, unhappy husband, unhappy wife, unhappy child. Secular roles you give up, unhappy religious man, unhappy follower, unhappy meditator, unhappy believer. You. It must come to you. But what do? We go on changing everything except ourselves. That is why Shastra Pramana, that understand the scripture as it is, where it talks to you about yourself as to who you are. Yantva Shastra Vidanoktam Karma Kartum Yarasi. So, knowing the scriptures, knowing about yourself, who you are, thereafter you can play your role. That is why play the role is a silly and empty advice unless you make the person, unless you help the person to get himself introduced to his own nature. Unless you are an actor, how do you know the difference between acting and the actor and the role? To know that you are not the role, you must be different from the role. Or else, how do you know the role is different from you? At this moment, the role is the actor. I am the body. I don't even know that I have the body. I am the thought. I don't know even that possibility that I have a thought. Even this word I is my name, not me. So everything I have. So emotions I have. So stay with that. When you see that you have these emotions, you don't allow yourself to be overtaken by it. If you are overtaken, listen, if you are unconsciously overtaken and you don't know what to do anything about it, you are Asura Sampat Rakshas. You are like, ignorant, very destructive. Okay. If you are aware of yourself, you don't come under the spell of it. Even if you come under the spell of it, but if you are consciously picking up a role, you are still divine. That is why Bhagavan says in all the classes I have given you, Hey Arjuna, apichet sudurachara bhajate mam ananyavak sadhureva samantabhya samyak vyavasito visha. Even if the person seemingly bad conduct, still you think that is a sadhu, he is an enlightened one. Why? Samyak vyavasito visha, he is well established in himself. Consciously, you are having an emotion which seems to be negative, but in reality, you are not under the spell of it. Okay, suppose you are totally conscious and you don't want to, always conscious, and you don't want even to have anything to do with the negative emotion, not necessary. You are also Daivi Sampat. So, look at the difference. In you, the possibility of Daivi Sampat as well as Asuri Sampat. The divine as well as the destructive. Depends on you. So, know yourself. Then you can choose either of the two. And when you choose, even the negative tendency becomes brilliant. And are you getting that? In the the personage of a top actor, even the villain's role comes out fantastic. Are you getting that? For Oscar, you give the award to the roles or to the actor? And for every role there is a side role also gets an Oscar. Hero gets it, heroine gets it, sidekick gets it, villain gets it. Why? Roles. So with the best role, play. But the role doesn't affect you. If you are overtaken by the role, even the good role becomes evil. Are you getting that? Suppose you are a kind man, but you are unconsciously kind. Unconsciously kind means you shall demand the pound of flesh for your kindness that you have shared. Was I not kind to you? When you are in trouble, had I not helped you, today you won't be here to talk to me like this. Yes, that much kind for kindness. Because you are not a awakened person. So for ignorant person, a good quality is a cheap to bargain. Are you getting that? In an ignorant person, a little good quality is also a cheap to bargain. Did I not smile? Oh. Did I tell you anything when you told me like that the other day? You asked for food, I gave you. All right, then why are you telling it? Because you make me so angry. Oh, so you can be made angry. Thank you. So my job is, because I got the biscuit from you, I have to worship you every day and say you are wonderful, right? Understand? Can you do something because you wish to do? That is all the things will come. We said 17th chapter. A person who is the best giver, who is the best tapasvi, who is the best, what is the best food, all these different types of, how shall I function in life? We shall see that, so that you clearly see in what way this knowledge comes to manifestation in your life. Most important, friends, is you learn driving. But learning driving, if you take you become driver of a car which holds up every bank. You learn flying, but you learn it to hit the World Trade Center. You learn the truth about yourself, then you pick it up to be the pervert. Angry, restless, jealous, and justifying all your stupid emotions. You are a waste. Know about yourself. And free from everything, always be the truth, the divine, call it anything you like. Okay, we shall see more of it in the afternoon. We shall go into 17th chapter, where it will say, there may be people who might not have heard any scripture, but they are all nice people. On what category they should come? You see how beautiful? There may be people who don't believe in a God. There may be people who might not have heard any scriptures, but they are nice people, or they are stupid people. How do you account for them? We'll see. That means, please understand, goodness is not the exclusive privilege of a person who is reading scriptures. A believer or a non-believer. You can be beautiful. And you can also be ugly. Good, bad and ugly, right? Okay, so all choice is yours. We shall see more of it afternoon. Shall we see afternoon or afternoon? Are you all ready? Okay. What time? 4:30 or 4? 4 or 4:30? 4 o'clock. 4:15? We are little, the sunshine is you, right? 4:15. Okay, so 4:15 we'll see. 4:15 to 5:15 or 5:30, whatever, 1 hour. Now, close your eyes, please. Think over all these